Welcome back to the studio. I thought it'd be fun to do a what's in my bag, old school YouTube type of video with you guys today and go through what's in my work bag that I take to and from the studio every day with me. This is she is gorgeous. I've had this bag for over 2 months now, so I've had time to, or it's had time to live with me, to get a little softer and just age a little bit. This was kindly gifted to me by Songmont. I was actually genuinely browsing their website around the Christmas, December time because I was looking for a bag that was a laptop bag but that could hold much more. And this model came out around then, I believe. And they also happened to reach out around the same time. And I was like, this is perfect. This is meant to be. This is the large Yore tote bag in the color Onyx. It's a soft leather bag. I like a relaxed, minimal, easy chill bag. I don't like bags that are like too rigid, but that's just me personally. Because it's full grain leather, it is going to patina over time, and I believe it already has started to patina. Not that it's visibly noticeable, but I think to the touch, I just noticed that it's softened a little bit, and I hope that it'll keep softening and aging a little bit. I like bags that have a bit of patina, that look a little used. The reason why I was looking at the Songmont bag was because they use vegetable tan leather, which to me is quite important. Basically, chemically tanned leather uses a lot of toxic chemicals and it's really bad on the environment. Vegetable tan leather is a slower process of tanning leather and it uses natural materials. And this is also tumble dyed, meaning they use like kind of like tumble drying, where you use like a tumbling machine. You put the leather in with the natural dyeing materials and it just seeps into the leather deeper, meaning that if you scratch the bag, you won't see the scratches because the dye has really seeped into the deep parts of the leather. Anyway, I was looking for a laptop bag, but I also didn't want it to be too big. And I was worried that this might be a little big for my liking, just because it is the larger of the tote bags. There's a smaller model, but it's not actually too big if you compare it to my size. You can use these magnetic interlocking clasps to change the shape of the bag. So I usually wear it like this in more of a trapezoid shape, but you can open them to get the traditional tote bag shape and you just automatically gain so much more space. That way it fits your laptop nicely. This is a 14-inch laptop, I believe. So you can have it like this. You can also have it like that. But if you really want like a smaller minimal size, it can shrink even more with this little button clasp. Ta-da! It's become even smaller, which I find really convenient. I really love that the bag can transform. And like I said, it's a soft leather, but because it has this magnetic clasp here in the middle, it keeps its structure. It doesn't flop over, which I like because if you put a laptop in it, I don't want my bag to like flop all the way over. Last thing I'll say about the Songmont bags, most of the bags have this little pocket here, and I find that so convenient. So when I have my bag on me, I just slide my phone in here, and that's usually also where I have my keys. I actually used to have a piece of fabric attached and I had it for, I think, over 10 years and it's completely disintegrated. So now my keychain is very boring with just a bunch of keys. And then when I do bring my wallet, because I don't always bring my wallet, but when I do need it for ID, I also have it very deep down in that pocket so no one can pickpocket me. This is my wallet. Actually, it also has a magnetic clasp. It's a wallet by Lock. Their leather is made in Spain, but the brand is based in California, and it just holds all of my cards. The other thing that I also have at the front of my bag here is a couple little charms. I love this one. It's a osmanthus, I think that's how you say it in English, osmanthus flower made out of leather. It's so beautifully crafted, and I think this is very me. I'm a very floral girl. I love flowers As most of you would know, I'm heavily influenced by florals in my work. And then there's also this jade beaded bracelet charm that's really pretty. And then I have this little baggie. This was gifted to me by my friend, Michelle. I think she got it on her trip to Taiwan recently. And it's like a silk fabric pouch. You're meant to spray some perfume on it and it absorbs the perfume and then it lasts a really long time. So you can have your perfume with you, but not necessarily on you. I sprayed it over 2 weeks ago and it still smells, and it smells of jasmine. I have a jasmine perfume that was gifted to me a really long time ago by Guerlain, and they have this limited edition jasmine perfume, and I use it very, very sparingly. I've had it, I think, for 15 years, and I'm not even halfway through the bottle because I use it so sparingly. I don't apply a lot of perfume, so I only do on very special occasions. I do have another charm here that is also by Songmont. It's a prayer wheel, so I don't know if you're familiar, but in Buddhist temples, they have these walls that are lined up with prayer wheels, and you're supposed to pass, and I don't know if this makes sense, but you pass your hand as you make prayers and wishes. And so I have a mini one with me here that I can play with. And I have it clasped here on the side so that when it's on my shoulder, I can play with it with my hand, like so. So that's what's on the outside part of the bag. Now when it comes to the inside, I've got water bottle. I forget, what is this brand again? Quinto. A lot of people have this one, really love it. Had it for a really long time. But what else? I've got my notebooks, my journal that I always have with me. Obviously, I use this every day at work. It contains all of my to-do lists. It contains a lot of my ideas for work as well, projects and products and collections that I'm developing. So, daily essential. And I've got my fountain pen there with me as well. Pilot Prera, my favorite fountain pen. Then I usually bring to the studio with me another sketchbook that's more of my illustration ideas. I sketch my designs in here. This is the Midori MD notebook. So that's an essential at the studio as well. I've got 2 books with me that I'm currently reading. I have a nonfiction and a fiction one. I usually read nonfiction, but I've started dipping my toes into reading fiction again. This is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. Apparently some of you have read this book because when I posted a photo of it on my Instagram, a lot of you commented saying you love the book. I'm maybe not even halfway through, maybe a third way through. It's a really good book so far. Definitely also an intense book. It kind of reminds me of The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. It's kind of like beautiful prose, but describing quite horrible things. It's not really about vegetarianism per se. I think it's more about how society controls women, not only their bodies, but also their mental health. I think it definitely has a very feminist point of view in that matter. And then the other one that I have is The Burnout Society by Byung-Chul Han, which is also a Korean author. I've been reading several of his books. He kind of has a philosophical look on today's world. This book talks about how we've structured society today to make us feel like we're constantly burning out. It's a very academic type of writing, so I feel like I haven't read academic work since I've been in uni. So I'm reading it a little slower, very thought-provoking. Highly recommend if you have anyone in your life who deals with burnout, or if you're burnt out yourself, or if you're just curious about a critical perspective on today's capitalist society. What else we got in here? I have a mug, as a ceramicist would, in their bag. This is a mug that I made a while ago and I was supposed to bring it home, but I forgot to take it out of my bag. There's some defects on the handle, so I will bring it home. I'll share it with my partner. I've got some incense that I was bringing back from home to the studio. This smells so good. My friend Michelle, again, gifted this to me when she was in Japan, and it just smells so, so nice. The thing is, there isn't a lot of incense sticks in here, so I do have to use them very mindfully. They're used on special occasions. I love having this in my bag actually because it smells so nice. I'm not a perfume person, but I am an incense person. Also, if you have any good incense brands that you would recommend, please let me know because I am on the lookout for more. I have a pouch. Actually, I have a few pouches in here because I find that with tote bags, I like that you can dump everything in, but sometimes it is hard to find things, so I like to have things semi-organized. This is a fabric pouch that my aunt sewn. She uses Japanese fabrics to sew little pouches and tote bags and such, and I love it so much. It's so well sewn too, it's so practical, and then the inside is lined as well with a different type of fabric. So this is where I hold usually cosmetic stuff, very important, hand cream. As a ceramicist, if you were to ever gift something to a ceramicist, gift them hand cream because you will never have enough. This is my favorite hand cream by a Barcelona-based brand called Midnight. It has a very lavendery, rosemary smell. It's very natural smelling. A lot of their products are all very like natural or use a high percentage of natural ingredients. I don't like things, especially hand cream, to have really strong fragrance, but it's very moisturizing, especially on cracked hands. And I like the size as well. It's very portable. Then I have lip balm. I have this one, the La Neige one that most people have in the berry flavor. Love this. I've also got a bunch of lip products. That's usually the only type of makeup that I have on me. Currently, I have this lip nectar by Violette FR and this bisou balm, also by Violette FR. I think I also have another bisou balm. Yeah, I have another one. So these two are the same shade, kind of like a berry shade. And this one's more of a warmish, red, brownish shade. The only difference between these two is this one is their signature kind of like matte lip, which is what I have on right now. And this one is more of a liquid gloss, but then it leaves a stain. And the stain looks exactly like this one. I have a eyeliner by Clio. I think this is a Korean brand. It's a very sharp and thin eyeliner, and lately I've been testing lining my waterline with this. I don't usually wear a lot of makeup, but yeah, lining my waterline, I don't know, something that I'm playing around with. One of my favorite things in my bag that I have is related to this. So there's like a inner pocket here where I hold my favorite thing in my bag. If you've been to Southeast Asia, such as Thailand, which is where I bought this, you've probably heard of Yore. It's basically medicinal herbs that kind of have this menthol sort of smell, and you just smell it and it just wakes you up. If you're feeling nauseous, if you're feeling stuffed up, if you're feeling unwell, bloated, sickly, you just sniff this and it just wakes you up. It's kind of like tiger balm in a way. This one is a version that is refillable, and this is actually the refillable little parts that I wanted to switch. Orange, grapefruit, lavender. So I am excited to switch this out soon. Also in this little pocket, I have this, my little camera. I recently bought a new camera that I am currently shooting on, and the camera store gifted me this little guy. It is a tiny, tiny camera that can shoot video and photo in a very early 2000s way. So teeny tiny. Actually, my partner is obsessed with this. He keeps stealing it from me, and it is very adorable to see him shoot with this tiny camera. Speaking of cameras, I also have another pouch in here, also sewn by my aunt. This one's a bigger size, and in here is usually where I hold all my electronics. So I have my earphones. Oh my gosh, it's all tangled. I have these earphones that I got in a store here in Spain called Natura, and it's basically white earphones, but they wrapped this colorful cable around. So when I need to listen to music on my earphones, this is what I use. I also have a pouch with my DJI mic. It's like a mini wireless microphone. I'm actually wearing it right now. You can't see it, it's under my shirt. Obviously, I usually have with me my cameras. Some of you may not know, but my last camera got stolen recently because my studio got broken into and very sadly, they took my camera. So it took me a while to replace it, and I have this new one, and I love it. It's a mini-sized version of the one I had before. I also usually have with me the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's a very portable camera. It has really good stabilization, and usually when I need a wide shot or a shot that's like more vlog style or in the streets, I use this DJI one. I've also got, very important, lactose pills because I am lactose intolerant, and whenever I need a sweet treat that has dairy in it, I need to pop one of these in. So those are my drugs. I've got a pencil. It's by Sakura, Japan, but the name of this pencil is called Sumo Grip. It's just like a really thick pen. Another little pouch that has my sunglasses in. These are just some dead stock 20 euro sunglasses. I need to find new sunglasses basically. And then lastly, I've got some more camera accessories from the new camera that I just got. That is pretty much it for the bag. And as I mentioned earlier, you can tell it's a really soft bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Talk soon. Bye.